Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So I feel like a lazy bum. All I did in the first video today was just send a little energy.
Oh, that energy is not lazy.
Yeah, this one, I think this was the only video, start to finish. It was all Cindy. And look at this. Amazing. Thank you. Still crying. So powerful and loving gratitude. Absolutely love this one. It's good to see that, and we love to do that. This was a Patreon exclusive. This is meditation from the Galactic Federation, Cosmic Love Consciousness. This was at the $5 tier. Again, you could join for as low as $1 a month. Each tier has different benefits to it. Do check it out. And there's so much going on. You might say this was another win for 47's team. Mexico's president says she, Claudia Sheinbaum, says they are deploying 10,000 troops to the border, and in exchange, the U.S. is going to hit the pause button on the tariffs to Mexico. Again, the tariffs are in place for Canada, as it seems that there is some work that may be happening here on both sides. So Sheinbaum also said both countries will immediately start working on security and trade, and for now tariffs are on hold for a month, though it's anybody's guess what's going to happen in that month. We're working on a deeper Vedic astrological look at the administration of 47 and what the next 4 years are going to bring astrologically. That might take a couple days more to put together, but it is something that we're working on. Here you see the EU is proposing an overhaul of the entire migration system to allow for mass deportations over in Europe. Wow, is there change in the air, or is this just all an illusion? That's, I think, what a lot of people are wondering.
Yeah, I know. It's we'll just have to see how things pan out.
Well, the one phrase that Cindy's always bringing up is when you're strong, fake weakness, and when you're weak, fake strength, which is coming, out of The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
We can never forget that.
Yeah, so what is really going on right now? Downtown Cleveland was rocked by underground fire, power outages expected. What the heck is going on there? As you see smoke coming up from the sewers in Cleveland. This is interesting. The next video that's going up on EE Arts, and it's going to be looking a little bit more at the Earth changes, and we say that a little tongue-in-cheek, but we will touch on the fog that's blanketing Los Angeles this morning. Look at this. So many people are recognizing the fog situation, and they're also recognizing the straight line clouds that are forming spontaneously all over the place. Yeah, still they'll give us those little Wikipedias. It's too late for that. It's too late for that, guys. And again, 47-year administration, we should stop this as well if you want to really prove something. After record levels of cancer-causing chemicals were found in New Mexico Lake, hunters are urged to contact their doctors. Just 1 gram of duck meat from Holloman Lake exceeded the lifetime exposure limit recommended for humans. This is PFASs. Again, a toxic byproduct of the way we live in this world with, again, disposable everything that never breaks down. And if it does get into your body, then it never seems to leave. It's found in mother's milk. It's found in infants, when they're born. This is a strong symbol of a toxic environment. U.S. Navy released a new photo of the USS Preble firing their Helios laser weapon. Well, we have entered the next age, right? Star Wars times. In response to deportations, Nigeria's president is reportedly, and he says it right here, he's going to deport all Americans from his country and seize and nationalize their property with only a 24-hour notice. I don't know how many Americans are in Nigeria. I don't know, and maybe somebody will know right off the top of your head there. So you have Putin saying Trump is going to restore order. The elites will stand at their master's feet and gently wag their tails. Yeah. So in an interview with Russia today, Putin stated, nothing has changed. They were happy to carry out any order from Washington under Biden. They just don't like Trump. They forgot him actively, really interfered in political life and the election process of the United States. And they were confused when Trump suddenly won. The political elite in Europe mentally liked Biden more, but Trump has better ideas about what is good and what is bad, including some very controversial topics. And you guys know where he's going with this. So he expects, positive things, and so we shall see. That would be a good sign, as we would all like to see peace break out all over. But still, you have nonstop conflicting, conflicting information coming out, due to who is giving it. Greenland votes to join the U.S. Few control Denmark powerless to stop Trump. So this was one particular survey that said that basically the majority of people in Greenland want to join the U.S. Now, here's another survey coming from Greenland. Do you want to leave Denmark and become part of the U.S.? 85% opposed. So, whose surveys are you going to believe? This is the thing. You can't trust any media sources, no mainstream. And we know you can't trust any major political party. If you do at this point in time, I don't know. What can you say?
Well, this is the time to go within and focus and trust yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, when the system is really in danger, it's going to have to give concessions. It's going to have to give concessions. Denmark's giving concessions. They're open to expanding the U.S. military's role in Greenland. Yeah, constructing more bases, putting a lot more personnel up there. They're all for that now. So, you see it. It's kind of like that walk quietly, carry a big stick. But it seems to be more effective to walk, very loud and be very boisterous and noisy and still carry a very big stick. That seems to work so far.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we could see that things seem to be responding. Or is it just completely part of the script with the music building to some sort of crescendo? Why are the Chinese seemingly intent on placing blue roofs everywhere? Do they know something that we don't know? Why is it? Is it part of a new building code? Hey, by the way, when you change your roof, it has to be blue.
Oh, imagine that. Where'd this come from? Crazy.
Yeah, blue roofs all over the place in China. Somebody's got a clue. And meanwhile, China has supposedly developed a revolutionary method to produce steel 3,600 times faster without coal. This would absolutely, if you had a full-fledged WW3 underway, this could certainly swing the balance over into the favor of the fine dining ware country if you could mass produce fighters. And nowadays, instead of saying, fighter jets and tanks and artillery and stuff, you got to be thinking drones first and foremost. Drones seem to be the backbone of militaries now.
It does. And, it's these nameless, faceless entities that are going to be at war, even disconnecting us more from the human experience. That's what I see.
The IRS is using AI to access bank accounts of American citizens without any warrants or justifiable cause, so says an undercover journalist. Wouldn't surprise any of us. Again, they specifically say going after, the little guys or those that are in the middle class to make sure they're paying their fair share, which ends up never being accounted for over in Ukraine and other places. Or, again, what is it really going to? It's going to, again, corrupt officials that use it as they will. That's just the bottom line. That's the reality.
Well, just a heads up, a friend sent me a little tidbit of information when it comes to the newer, especially the iPhone 16, I believe it's in this one, that they will brag about, only you have access to your iPhone information. You don't have to worry about us looking at anything. It's airtight, Loctite. But the trick is, AI has access to your information. So it's a little bit of a kind of a snaky like thing for them to do. Just keep that in mind. Humans might not, but then AI, and then AI can go tell somebody else. It's really like those flying monkeys, third party nonsense. It's a terrible trick, but that's the world we live in right now.
When you think about it, and then look at all the symbolism we use and all the acronyms. AI, it's all about AI. They might eliminate the IRS, but if they really eliminate the IRS, it's because they're instituting new UBI. So you're not going to really need a IRS with the new UBI anyway, because it's all going to be completely controlled by AI, especially if you are dealing with a CBDC.
I love those letters.
Yeah, and this is from somebody that is much more of a layperson when it comes to this instead of somebody that's a student of it. Yet I do know that when you talk about Bitcoin and what is the real origin of Bitcoin, when you look at the person that supposedly started it, the deeper you look down that rabbit hole, the more fictional the story gets.
Indeed.
That's the reality here. Army Corps of Engineers confirmed they're given approval to begin removing debris from waterways in western North Carolina. This is how many months later? Again, is it really the incompetence and just trying to bilk from everybody as much money as possible in their extortion that the last regime had instituted? Or is this to create more of an unconditional support for the new regime that seems to be doing a lot of things right, not everything right? Meanwhile, here you go, creative staff working at Animal Rehabilitation Center, dressed up like, they're a crane themselves, showing the baby crane here this is an orphan crane, how to drink. It makes me think about the ETs that were here genetically modifying humans. It really does. And then teaching them, now this is how you do this, now this is how you do that. Yeah, I mean, it's like, have you ever been to a Catholic service? Kneel, up, kneel, down, kneel, now grab your book, now, yeah, I mean, it's like a Catholic service is like Simon Says. Simon Says, I didn't say Simon Says, get that guy down on his knees.
And not to mention, all the masks, and they did literally dress up, and then they taught humans with, different things over their faces, or even in the guy with the fish suit even, So yeah, it was really, it reminds me of, the aliens coming to teach humans too.
Well, and what Cindy's talking about is, this person here is dressed up like a crane, but the plague doctors, why did they dress up like a bird in a bird mask? Right. The reality is, and I know most people won't believe this, well, the regulars will believe this and understand it, that was to hide the fact that those plague doctors, not all of them were human. And that's part of the big reveal. This is Slavic warriors' definition of wealth. Yeah, you got a little bit of everything going there. That looks good. As long as you're not using chemicals on your lawn and et cetera, that is a wealthy homestead. And 100 years ago, organic food was just food. Just everything was organic. Grass-fed beef was just beef. Pasture-raised eggs were just eggs. Raw milk was just milk. Let's get back to that. Let's make food real again. Yeah, I like that. That sounds good to me. And here is some scientific evidence of grounding. Again, so many things that were poo-pooed as wacko and fringe are now being proven to be totally legit. So if you are on board with crystals and developing your intuitive ability with tarot cards and things like that, energy work like Qigong and Reiki and Pranic healing, you're just simply ahead of the time. Or, in fact, you're going way back to the way things were before this wacko, situation on planet Earth came into effect, when people actually knew what really did work. and how we didn't need to buy 1,000,001 things to heal ourselves. All we had to do was do like animals will do when they're sick. They won't eat. They'll just fast, and then they'll be better. Again, the simplest things are free. Sunshine, air, fresh water should be free. You shouldn't have to pay extra if you want actually fresh water.
And, wearing cotton clothes makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And so getting in contact and grounding changes the electromagnetic makeup in the field around your body. This is just a scientific fact. If you don't know this, it's just because you're not aware of some actual facts at this point in time. But there's still time to learn. Somebody's learned a trick. As you look, the chicken figured out how their feeder works. And the alpaca is like, well, how did you do that? Is it magic? No, I just, God likes me. God doesn't like you. That's all it is. God opens it for me, doesn't open it for you because you don't have the right dogma.
I know, the poor alpaca.
The poor alpaca. Well, again, it's all about the illusion of things. Wow, meditation is great. And if you're really focused, it can be a powerful, powerful tool. It all depends on what you're focused on and what your goals are.
Indeed, this guy, he's ready for the universe to deliver.
Absolutely. And meditation is something that we do daily, every single day, without fail.
Without fail.
Absolutely. As always, guys, looking forward to your comments. Thanks for your support. Come join us on Patreon. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.